It occurred very early in the morning. I felt something was wrong, but I thought I must have slept wrong because my right side was tingling.
And I saw David on the floor at that point. He'd managed to turn a light on. And I saw the dogs playing with him, and I thought, why is David playing with the dogs at 5 in the morning? And then I saw there was something horribly wrong.
Dave had a left hemisphere stroke affecting the right side of his body and also causing aphasia with apraxia.
When he was initially went to the hospital, he was in intensive care. And then when he got moved into acute rehab a week later, one of the first things he did was start setting up a customized communications board, and started developing a series of hand signals with me. Once I saw that happening, I knew that the David I had lived with and loved for over 30 years was still with me.
I got this report that says this man needs augmentative communication, and he'd gotten an order for an augmentative communication eval, which is a speech generating device, which means he wasn't talking and nobody thought he would be talking for a while. Got the authorization. They didn't want it. He started to talk. He was beginning to make progress.
David was hardworking from day one. He never complained. He never said, no, I'm not going to, or I am tired.
I have a lot of patients who I'll give a home exercise program to, and they won't do it. They'll say, oh yeah, I'll do it. And he would not only take what I gave him, but he would go above and beyond what I told him to do. He would take the tongue twisters that I gave him and alphabetize them, put a table of contents to them.
Before he even left the hospital, the acute rehab, which was about a month after the stroke, he had set a couple of really definite goals for himself. And one was to be able to return to the 9th floor and volunteer there. And the second was to set up a blog where he could provide online content and resources for people who had survived a stroke or for their families and caregivers.
He has continued to work hard and has been able to turn this adversity into a positive, being a positive role model rather, and being able to help the community and students, and being able to reinvent himself.
David is in our Tuesday afternoon communication group, and he is always there to get things going if people aren't talking to each other, and he's always there to push it on or bring information in from the outside.
We were talking about the group, talking about food, and then making a book. And he said, I could do that. And sure, what? He put this together, and here's all the picture of the people and some of the food they had, each of us had made. And here was Dave put together a book for us, and telling other people what's going on.
So Dave is really a star client. Not only does Dave come to therapy, Dave actually, I think in part, comes to therapy to train our students to know what communication disorders look like. In addition to that, he comes to speak to our aphasia course, the students in our aphasia course, to train them on what aphasia looks like.
Because Dave is so articulate and so caring and wants to give back to his community, he is willing to put in the time and the effort to make that a great experience for our students.
University of California, San Diego, they have a program this summer from folks in college, and have a program of different brain injury type of stuff. And they've heard about, asked Dave and I to speak with that group. The great thing is that Dave would have write and have the beautiful words. I talk and make it together kind of stuff. But it was a good team to back and forth.
He could connect to them in ways that I as an instructor or as a textbook could not. So he could really help them understand what was going on in his head.
Before, he was always concerned about you, and what was going on in your life, and he's still doing that, And he was always engaged fully in life before, and he's still doing that.